Good evening. This is Tyrone Holmes, the founder and CEO of the MSF Fidelis. We welcome you back to another broadcast of the Trauma Network for Men. Well, we welcome back our broadcast team, Brother Dwight. Good to have you, brother. Thank you, man, for being here. Brother Josh, he's back in the saddle again. He's been wrestling with school for a little bit, but he'll be all right. I tell him just to hang in there. It's not anything worth having. It's going to be a struggle. So we encourage all men, because I know we all go through our struggles in life sometimes when we're not getting support that we need from one another, or it's always important that we can get it from another male, especially a father figure or a mentor, and we hear those words, it encourages us to go on. But 9 times out of 10, we usually don't hear those words. Right. So we feel that nobody cares, and we have talked about this many times before on how we as men, we need to feel that we appreciate it. Right. You know, and usually we don't get that from another man. So then when we're involved with a woman, we feel that we need to get that from her to give us some type of validation that what we're doing for them and for our children, whatever we're doing, that we are being appreciated. Then when we don't get that, then that turns into violence, and there goes the ball. You know, it just turns into a lot of other mess. So, you know, it's good now. That's why I encourage our 2 young men to continue to do what you need to do, and I lift y'all up and thank y'all for I always tell you what a great job you're doing, because you need to hear that. You need to hear that, because as y'all get older, that will become a habit in your life to tell your child, your son, great job, son. You know, you're doing this, you're doing that. Same thing with you, Josh. If you're talking to somebody as you grow older, you can instill in them, you're doing a great job. And that means a lot, man. When you hear those type of words from another man to give you those type of accolades and appreciation, it means so much. It means so much. And in life, we don't get those things, so it's very important that we learn how to do those things. And the greatest gift that you can give someone, especially to each other as men, is a word of appreciation, and also when we give them gratitude and thanking them for a job well done. There it is, right there. We need those things. So tonight, we're back on cue again with another powerful broadcast. We're going to get into it tonight. The last couple of broadcasts, I mean all the broadcasts, I went back to the history of it. It's over 100 and something videos online now. Good God. I didn't know we've been doing that many so far, you know. But we thank God for it, and you know, I've seen we got a lot of hits on a lot of subjects. I know suicide was kind of big, feminism was kind of big, sexual gratification, that was big, and dealing with the sexual things and stuff like that, that was pretty huge. So we thank y'all for tuning in and checking out the videos. We also want y'all to get in contact with us on social media. Let us know what you think about the broadcast. We love to hear from you, because without your comments, we don't know what's going on. We feel that we're doing what God has us to do, but we always like to hear a word from you to let us know what you think about the broadcast. So tonight, we're going to get into our broadcast. Man, the subject for tonight is 15 biggest myths about men. The 15 biggest myths about men. And myths is something that gets passed on through generation to generation, and sometimes those things, and the scripture talks about genealogies and things that nature, babblings, we shouldn't believe in that stuff like that, because if it's not the truth, it's always going to do, it's going to lead us down a path of not righteousness, but down, it's going to be, that's right, it's going to lead us down a path of destruction. So we need to learn what the truth is and what not the truth is. The scripture says, you shall know what? The truth, and the truth shall set you free. And if you know that, then you won't be mixed up in the midst of the world. Because that's all it is. It's a myth. And just like we talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago, about how the devil will lie to you about certain things. So tell a lie. Yes. And that's what it is. And that's what myths are. Myths are lies that are being passed around, and that's how the enemy does that. So we're going to get into tonight. We're going to get Brother Josh to start us off with our scripture reading for the night. And like I always said, we're not here to beat you over the head with the word, but we are a Christian base. I am a minister almost 30 years now. I still stand on that, but we have to use some type of foundation to let you know that everything that we talk about is biblically based, but we just got to give it to you. We're going to give it to you raw. We're going to give it to you like it is. But also, I'm going to give you the scripture, then we're going to give it to you so you can understand where we're coming from. All right, Brother Josh?
The first one is 1 Timothy 1:4.
Okay.
And it says, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies.
That's one, yeah.
Which minister questions, rather than godly edifying which is in faith. So good.
Absolutely.
And the second one is 2 Timothy 4:3-4.
Okay.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine,
Yes.
but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears,
Yes.
and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables.
Yes. So there it is right there. Fables are lies. They're stories. They're not true. So we have to be very, very careful as men. We don't, and we talked about this last week about gossipers. Well, we're going to get into that. That's going to talk about that here, about gossipers. We shouldn't be gossipers. We need to learn how to hold our tongue. We need to listen first before we speak. And if we do that, we will prevent a lot of confusion when it comes, if we're trying to mentor somebody, another young man, or we're trying to teach somebody else about what you have learned. We need to learn first what the truth is before we talk to somebody else about it. Because if you don't have to back it up, then you dead in the water.
2 Timothy 2:5 it says stated like
To show proof, yes.
So we have to rightly
Divide the word of truth. That's right.
and not all.
That's right.
And most people, from an education standpoint, their education will get in the way what the scripture means.
Yes,
so
yes.
Philosophy.
That's correct.
Myths comes all
There you go.
like that.
There you go. Absolutely. All right, Brother Josh, why don't you start us off with what is a myth, A, B, and C, sir?
That's right. What is a myth? Myths are often stories told by particular people, such as the Indians, Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and others.
Yes.
They are especially linked to religious beliefs and rituals. Rituals were believed to invoke a type of magic that would aid the growth of crops, ensure success in war, help achieve
Prosperity, sir.
prosperity, or make choice and promote stability in the land. If nothing else, when people thought that God's favored a venture,
Yes.
they approached it with a positive attitude that in itself sometimes ensured success. Songs, poems, and stories often help to explain how people acquire basic things, like simple speech, fire, grain, wine, oil, honey,
Yes.
agriculture, metalwork, and other skills and arts. Myths were used to teach humans behavior that help people live in concert with one another.
Yes.
Mythical guys certainly had some strange and not acceptable behavior. Yet stories often demonstrated such topics as the need for hospitality,
Okay.
tale of fulfillment, and
Well, Philemon and Bacchus.
Bacchus, or the need to keep pride in check, and narcissists.
That's right.
In the eyes of the gods, expensive pride or hubris was the worst offense and deserved the worst punishment, a Naive story.
Yes.
Myths then are stories about certain characters.
Yes.
Gods, goddesses, men, women, especially heroes. The stories of their adventures were the triumphs and tragedies. Tales of honor or tales of vengeance were passed down by storytellers from generation to generation. In this oral tradition, stories have often become distorted,
Yes.
so that in reading mythology today, they are often variations of the same story. The moral, however, remains the same.
So what does that mean to you, since you read that, Brother Josh? And now that we're talking about myths and we're dealing with myths, that's what we deal with here. When you hear give us an example, something that you heard that you feel that was a myth, and you found out that it was a myth.
On the spot, brother.
Or something that you didn't know that you learned here, and you finally, after you learned it, man, all what I've been learning before, what I heard wasn't right.
How to be a man.
Oh, okay. How about you, Brother White? What do you think about what he just read?
I could contest to what Joe said as far as what it is from a male standpoint, that the doctrine that we had, like real men don't cry, and all that stuff like that, we're supposed to hold it in, hold our pain in, or we're supposed to be tough all the time, but they all are myths.
Yeah,
like that.
sure.
So this story is about manhood, masculinity, and the doctrine was false.
That's right. That's
So-
right. That's right. And the author are lies. And that's right. It's the enemy. That's right. All right. Brother Dwight, get into, let's go through what makes a real man, sir.
What makes a real man? What makes a real man? The methodology surrounding this question still looms large. So much so that men often experience a hidden battle.
Okay.
A hidden battle. Whether their decision should be self-determined or dedicated, detached by how masculine they were seen to others. How they were seen to others.
Okay, stop right there. So you said right there is so much of the men experience a hidden battle. What kind of battle are we fighting? Hidden battle. What kind of, because that's very important as we as men, we are battling.
Battling in society.
That's correct. And it's a hidden battle because, go ahead, Brother Dwight.
I can speak from 2 points. The spiritual, then I'm going to hit the carnal standpoint. The spiritual, as far as spiritual warfare, the demons that's controlling us as men, which is pride, our pride, and our envy, and we jealous. Those spirits are controlling our manhood. Then from the carnal standpoint, that the thing that what we face daily and things like that. So the cars, the clothes, and all those things like that. All those stuff is false.
Right. Those are hidden battles because we're fighting against, like Brother John said, these are demons. That's right. That's right. Because we talked about that last week, right? About the behaviors, about the attitude. Those are demons that we dealt with, the 7 deadly enemies of man. We're dealing with that because these are things that they'll make you believe or that you should have or you should go after. But in actuality, if you go after those things, then the end result is you're going to destroy yourself, right? So they said, well, you have to be a man if you have to have a certain type of car. You got to have a certain type of girl. You got to have certain type of clothes. All those things are battles that we struggle with in society because if we don't have, I know when I was growing up, I'm going to tell you this story. It's very short. When we grew up, back in the 60s and 70s, when I grew up, the very popular sneakers at that time, we call them sneakers, I know I am South, they call them tennis shoes. We call them sneakers. Very popular sneaker was the Converse All-Star. Cloth All-Star. We used to pay $9.99 for those shoes.
Wow.
All right? Please, I wouldn't even buy them for those $60, $70. You can forget about that. But the point of it is, if you didn't have Converse All-Stars, you had Bobos.
That's right.
Okay?
Living to society expectations.
Yeah, trying to live up with what the Joneses had. And see, that's what happens. We as men, we get caught up in the midst of society that if we have these certain things, materialism, that's going to make us a man. Well, it's not. But we have to put on that mask to think, yeah, I got these type of rims, I got this, I got that. Yeah, I'm a man because society says if I have this, then I'm good.
Just to go back to the broadcast we did prior with in the Garden of Eden, how it all started with Eve. Because he said Eve, and Eve thought just because she would have this and that, everything would be all right.
Tyrone and him on that one.
And another thing that caught my attention, brought me back to that, was a couple days ago when I told you about when I was reading T.D. Jakes' Emotion, and he said that God asked Adam, where are you? Where are you? So from a standpoint, that's what he asked us as men.
Where are you? But we hide.
We hide.
That's right. Yeah, it's powerful. That's a powerful book, and I encourage you to get that book, Emotions, by none other than Pastor T.D. Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes, out of the Potter's House in Dallas, Texas. That's how this organization got started. I was reading that book, and he inspired me, and God spoke to that book to say that we need to do something for men. And that's how this all got started. And I mean, it's a powerful, powerful book. And you need to get it. If you don't have it, get it for your husband, get it for your son, the nephew, your uncle, whoever it is, male that you have in your life, get that book and read it. Because I mean, it is off the charts.
Another thing that we all talked about it, but it is the way they worded it caught my attention again. I just want the question and the thing that they was asking in the book, like if you didn't have this, parts as the car or the money or the sports or the girl, would you know who you are as a man?
You're not gonna know.
You're not gonna know what characteristics will you have without those things.
Yeah.
Or you loyal.
It's,
or you
yeah. The stuff that we've been talking about.
That's
You see
right.
what I'm saying? And that's the key. We let the things of this earth define us, the materialistic things define us, who we are as a person. But really, that does not make us a man. Because those material things are gone and you still don't know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, how can you lead somebody if you don't know who you are?
Okay.
You got a child, a son, or you got friends, they walking around. You know, it's just like the scripture said, how can the blind lead the blind? Both of y'all can fall in the hole together. So we need to get our act together as far as men and stop running after what society say we should run after as far as the man box is concerned. Because all this doing is destroying us. But we think we big dogs, we think we this, we think we that, and we ain't nothing. The scripture said we ain't nothing but dust. From dust you came, and dust you shall return.
We have 50 rags.
That's it. Good God from Zion. Man, this thing gonna get hot tonight. Go ahead, brother. I ain't mean to interrupt you.
Do I let my wife or girlfriend know how much something is bothering me, or will that come across as not being in control?
Oh.
Wow. Do I speak my mind at work, or does that risk being seen as too emotional?
Yes. Yes.
If I take a stand on a principle that bucks the boys
Yes.
club, where I lose status.
Yes.
Luckily, women can be strong advocates for
Uh-huh.
change by encouraging men
Yes.
to involve and expand beyond the stereotype.
Okay. Brother Dwight, since you read that, deal with that. There's a lot of information in there, and then we'll get you, Brother Josh, to elaborate a little bit too, sir.
So I want to
Go back to the control thing. As men, we like to be in control here,
Yes.
and we feel like
Yes.
we do certain things or certain things that's gonna make us feel like that we're not in control. You
Yes.
take care of your business.
Yeah.
Or if you say something as far as that a female should say, society says, again, the emotions. So certain guys or certain men not going to express their emotions
Yes.
because to them, only female have emotions.
Yeah.
But we as men, we have emotions too.
Sure.
So society had trained men not to tap into that.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
That's our weakness, and I'm sure
It is. You're right. That's our weakness because we don't realize it's a weakness because we have bought into that lie or that myth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. There's like a habit now. It's become an addiction. We just settle in to what we have been taught or what we have seen growing up.
That's right.
And that's how it is. And we say, okay, that's the way it gotta be. That's how I'm gonna be.
That's right.
But that's not the right way. You're fooling yourself. The enemy has blinded us so much. We still got these scales in our eyes, and we still have not seen the light to this day because the enemy is doing his job. We're not doing our job.
That's right.
That's what it is. That's what it
And
is.
another thing is that it creates, here we go, fear. It makes men, they fearful,
Yes.
moving forward,
Yes.
fearful of taking a stand, and
Yes.
fearful or just being initiative about
Yes.
certain things where they're supposed to be.
Yes.
So when we have fear, we get in our mind like, well, I'm not going to do this because I might fail or
Yes.
I might lose it.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it creates isolation, then which is
Yeah.
passivity.
Oh my God. Isolation. Very, very important word because we as men, we isolate ourselves from our friends. You know, when we really look at it, I want you to key in on this, Brother John. What we do with isolation is we remove ourselves from, how I want to say that? Situation. Yeah, from situation, but also if we really look at our situation and we as, quote unquote, as men, we don't have real friends. We have associates because we're not going to tell another man what's really going on inside of us. We only going to tell them only but so much. Right or wrong? So that means that's not a true friend because if that was a true friend, you can get on the phone at 12 o'clock at night and say, brother, man, I'm going through this. Man, I just need somebody to talk to, man. This was going on. That's what a friend is, and that's when you know that you're able to express your emotions with that man without being condemned, without being talked about, or even not being looked down upon. And that's what we do in MSF. So it's very, very important that we learn how to release those emotions in a setting which we have created here, that we're not afraid to say, well, brother, I'm going through this. I just need you to talk. You know? Brother Josh, what do you feel about what he's saying? Because there's some powerful stuff in there.
I was just about to say that's some powerful stuff right there, brother. I mean, I really ain't got nothing to say. Y'all pretty much hit it on the head. But,
Okay. All right. Okay, give
What
it.
does it take to be a real man? That's the question.
Okay, well, we gonna get into that.
Yeah, I know, I'm
we
just saying,
gonna
that's-
get into that.
that's
Brother
the thing
Josh,
about
I
it.
want you to read, and then